Hello, Libra. Welcome to your tarot reading for mid-September 2025. As I tune into your energy, the very first card that appears is flowers, a symbol of romance and sweetness. Immediately, the message is clear. This is a season where love, beauty, and connection want to flow into your life. Whether this comes through a romantic partner or simply through the things that bring your heart joy, there is a softness surrounding you now. But right beside it, we see the shark. This card speaks of survival and power. It tells me that many of you, Libra, have been navigating through times that demanded strength, resilience, and even self-protection. Perhaps love hasn't felt safe, or maybe life has pushed you into survival mode, where the focus was more on enduring than on thriving. And yet this reading is asking you to remember something deeper. It's asking you to step out of pure survival and back into love. Not only love for another person, but love for yourself, love for life, and love for the experiences that awaken your soul. Because here it is again, another card simply titled Love. The universe is repeating itself for you, Libra. This is not a coincidence, it is an invitation. And then a powerful trio shows up. The Sun, the Star, and the Empress. When these three energies come together, I see what I like to call a glow-up alignment. The Sun brings clarity, vitality, and joy. The Star whispers of healing, hope, and inspiration. And the Empress radiates abundance, beauty, and divine creation. This is the universe reminding you of your light, your creativity, and the fact that you are ready to shine in ways that others may not expect. Finally, we have the Celebrity card, marked with themes of self-expression, validation, and influence. For many of you, Libra, this points towards stepping into greater visibility. It could be in your career, your personal relationships, or even in the way you choose to live authentically. There is a sense here that people will notice you more than before. Some may even be surprised by the new version of you that is emerging. And look at this birds of a feather. This card reminds us that we become like the company we keep. Libra, this is a gentle nudge to align yourself with people who uplift you, who reflect the kind of life you want to create. You are stepping into a season of change, and those closest to you will either support this new version of you or fall away as you grow. The Two of Wands also appears, a card of leadership and bold direction. It tells me that many of you are preparing to take the lead in your own story rather than waiting for permission or external validation. This, combined with the energy of the shark, suggests you are moving from survival into empowerment. But here lies the crossing energy, the Star. In a Celtic cross, the crossing card can either help or hinder you. The star crossing your path suggests that some of you may still be hesitating, dipping your toes into possibility rather than diving all the way in. The pool before the star is the pool of universal consciousness, infinite wisdom, and divine guidance. Libra, this is your reminder. Don't just stand at the edge, dive in, trust the flow. Allow yourself to be fully immersed in the life that is waiting for you. You see, Libra, with the star crossing your path, this is not the time to simply play around with possibilities. This is not about dipping your toes into the water and then stepping back. It is about making the full commitment, about saying to the universe, yes, I am ready, I am all in. And this message makes perfect sense for you now. Your opposite sign, Aries, has been carrying heavy planetary movements, Saturn, currently retrograding through Pisces, and Neptune preparing to shift out of Aries next month. These transits stir the part of you that hesitates, the part of you that sometimes questions if you should leap. But Aries energy urges you to complete something, to go deep into the very thing that calls your spirit, not halfway, not in theory, but fully. And when I look again at your cards, the Empress, the Star, the Sun, I see the universe asking you to choose a dream that is bold, even difficult. Perhaps something you've held in your heart since childhood. Maybe it's a goal that once felt out of reach. Maybe it's a vision you set aside because life became too practical, too demanding. But now, Libra, it's time to return to that dream. Because the lesson of the star is this. She pours water from the pool of universal consciousness, not only for herself, but for the land around her. What flows through her is not just personal, it is collective. In other words, what is possible for one soul is possible for all. If someone out there has achieved the dream you long for, that is your proof that you can too. The star is whispering, Believe in yourself. Use the success of others as inspiration, not limitation. And birdie. Now, as we move deeper into your Celtic cross, we reach the position of what's on your mind. Here appears the Page of Pentacles. This page often speaks of messages, communication, and new beginnings. And for you, Libra, I sense that some of you may be waiting for news, waiting for a sign, waiting for permission. But the truth is, the only one who can grant that permission is you. If you have been waiting for someone to tell you, yes, it's time, know that this reading is already that confirmation. The Page of Pentacles says, speak to yourself as you would to a friend. Encourage yourself. Convince yourself. Take that first step. And here is the beautiful reassurance. In your near future, the Eight of Pentacles rises. This is the card of dedication, skill, and steady progress. It says, you will get to work. You will apply yourself. And as you do, the universe will respond by showing you tangible results. So truly, Libra, there is little to fear here. Your path may look uncertain in this moment, but the cards show movement, effort, and reward ahead. At the very foundation of your reading, the Queen of Pentacles stands strong. She is the guardian of resources, the keeper of abundance, the one who always knows how to make the most of what she has. And Libra, this queen seems to follow you, showing up in nearly every reading as a reminder that your inner resourcefulness is not just luck, it is a gift, and it will support you in whatever dream you choose to pursue. The Queen of Pentacles, Libra, she is here to remind you that you already hold the resources you need. Even if your mind has been clouded by worry about money, stability, or security, the cards reassure you, there is nothing to fear. Look at how the Eight of Pentacles flows upward into the Sunday. This is such a beautiful progression. The Eight of Pentacles speaks of effort, skill, and the fruits of your labor. The Sun, the most radiant card in the tarot, amplifies this energy, promising joy, clarity, and success. Together, they tell a story. Your hard work is not in vain. What you have been patiently building, what you have been waiting for, perhaps for a very long time, is finally preparing to bloom. It could be a resource. It could be recognition. It could be that final breakthrough after years of steady effort. The Eight of Pentacles shows us a craftsman who has already completed so much. He is down to the final touch, the last detail. This is where you are now, Libra. So close to completing a cycle, so close to holding the reward that once felt far away. Now, as we glance at your past position, two cards appear: Deep Breath and Birds of a Feather. And honestly, I'm relieved to see them here, resting in the past. Because these cards speak of environments, of people, of influences that may have once drained you or pulled you out of alignment. They remind us that healing is not always about dramatic endings. It does not always mean cutting people out entirely. Sometimes healing is quieter. It is about choosing where to place your time, your energy, and your presence. It's about realizing that you do not need to abandon love, but you may need to redirect it. And Libra, you of all signs know this balance well. You are the sign of harmony, of relationship, of weighing energies carefully. So perhaps, in the recent past, you began surrounding yourself with those who lift you higher, souls who inspire you rather than deplete you. I feel many of you have also gone through a softer kind of healing here, under the embrace of the Empress. She nurtures, she restores, she teaches you to create beauty around you, and more importantly, to create peace within you. Because Libra thrives in peace. You are not meant for constant chaos. You are meant to hold elegance, serenity, and harmony in your own hands. And I see that some of you have already discovered gifts and skills abilities that, like the wheat growing before the Empress, can multiply your abundance when nurtured. It is as though all you need to do is direct your energy with intention, and growth will follow naturally. Libra, this is the moment to recognize the treasure you already hold within. Your skills, whether in work, in creativity, in relationships, or even in the way you nurture others, are not just talents. They are seeds of abundance. And the message here is clear. Use them. Use every skill, every lesson, every gift you have been given to expand the flow of prosperity in your life. These abilities were never meant to sit hidden in the shadows. They were meant to be expressed, shared, and celebrated. In the near future, two powerful energies emerge: service and love. Together, they whisper a gentle truth. The more you live from the heart, the more your actions ripple outward in service, not only to others, but also to yourself. It brings us back to the essence of the Empress. She does not simply sit in beauty and comfort. She creates beauty. She cultivates comfort. She shapes her life into a sanctuary of peace. In Libra, this is exactly what the cards are urging you to do. Create a sacred environment where you feel nourished, supported, and loved. Not just by others, but by yourself. The Eight of Pentacles appears again here, reminding us that results are coming. What you have been working toward is beginning to show itself. Imagine each pentacle carefully placed on display. It is your body of work, your dedication, your devotion made visible. This is recognition. This is validation. This is the moment where your glow cannot be ignored. Now, I don't see this as a rebirth in the way other signs like Scorpio may experience it. For you, Libra, the message feels different. This is not about starting over. This is about stepping forward with the skills you already possess. It's like beginning a new chapter, not by erasing the past, but by carrying everything you've learned into a brighter future. If you start something new now, whether it's a project, a business, a creative path, it is not a reinvention. It is an expansion, a natural continuation of your journey. And then, as if to crown this message, we arrive at your outcome cards. Sanctuary and Celebrity. Sanctuary calls you inward, asking you to build that refuge of peace and rejuvenation. A sacred space that restores you, that protects your energy, that reminds you of your worth. Celebrity calls you outward, reminding you of influence, of validation, of the courage to express yourself fully. Together, they form a balance, your Libra balance, between retreat and expression, between the inner world and the outer world. And perhaps the greatest surprise of all, Libra, is not that others will recognize your growth, but that you yourself will finally see just how much you are capable of creating. It feels as if the universe is whispering to you, Libra, saying, now is the moment to surprise those around you. For so long, people may have placed you in a box. They may have had their own expectations of who you are, and perhaps you've lived quietly within those expectations. But this reading tells me it's time to break free, to step outside of the image others hold of you, and to reveal the deeper, brighter truth of your being. This is why the message of the Empress continues to return, because you are being guided to craft a sacred environment around yourself, a space that nourishes your energy, a sanctuary that allows your true nature to bloom without restriction. Now, as we move into the energy of the coming months, I see something extraordinary. You show up as yourself. When you appear as your own card in a reading, it is a powerful sign. It means you are stepping into alignment with your higher self. It means the universe is granting you strength, authority, and clarity. And with Mars having just passed through your sign, this is even more profound. Mars brings fire, drive, momentum. And though it now shifts into Scorpio, its lessons remain with you. The planet has lit a spark within your spirit, and as it moves on, it leaves you with fuel to carry forward. Imagine it as a rocket ship, Libra. Mars has built the engine, and now you are ready to launch. These next few months are your time to implement the wisdom you've gained, to put into practice the dreams that have been waiting just beyond the horizon. And then, we arrive at the realm of your closest relationships. Family, friends, soul connections, love. Here, the Temperance card appears. This tells me you are being invited to look closely, with patience and honesty. Not every relationship needs to end. Not every bond needs to be broken. But you may notice, some people lift you higher and others quietly drain your light. The wisdom of Temperance asks you to balance these energies gently, to choose where your heart feels lighter, and to honor the spaces where your spirit feels safe. This is not about rejection. It's about clarity. It's about realizing that your time and energy are sacred, and you deserve to spend them with those who truly see you and support your growth. And in love, though it may not dominate this reading, I feel the faint stirring of beginnings. The Page of Pentacles whispers of something small yet pure, a seed perhaps of romance, an encounter, a message, a spark that could slowly grow into something beautiful. You are not being told to chase. Rather, you are being reminded to stay open, to keep your heart soft, and to allow the sweetness of connection to flow toward you in its natural time. For those of you who are curious about love, yes, it is present here, but it may not be the central focus of your path right now. And that is perfectly fine, Libra. The cards suggest that if something does begin, it may start small, gentle, almost like a seed being planted. This is where temperance comes in. Temperance reminds us of patience, of the slow, sacred process of seeing whether two energies can truly blend. It is the dance of discovery, the quiet asking of the soul, do we mix well together? Does this union bring harmony, or does it stir imbalance? Some of you may already be navigating this question. Perhaps there is someone new in your orbit, and you are quietly feeling into the connection, asking yourself whether they fit into the rhythm of your life. The energy points strongly to a fire sign, a spark, a flame, a warmth that can ignite passion. But there is also the presence of earth here, grounding, steady, dependable. It could be someone with strong earth placements in their chart, someone who brings balance to your airy, thoughtful energy. And then, Libra, we arrive at your future feelings. And what do we see here? The Sunday, the most radiant, joyful, life-giving card in the entire deck. This is a beautiful sign. It tells me that you are stepping into a time where lightness will return to you. A season of play, laughter, creativity, and a sense of being blessed. The sun carries such a powerful message. On the card, a child rides joyfully, holding up a great banner. The banner looks heavy, and yet the child carries it effortlessly. The lesson is clear. The sun encourages us to do what feels natural, what feels easy. Not because the path requires no effort, but because certain gifts, certain skills, flow through us with grace. These are the talents that may still demand work, but they never feel like a burden. Instead, they carry a rhythm of joy. They light us up, even as they challenge us. This, Libra, is where the universe is guiding you now, toward the things that feel aligned, the skills that bring both ease and fulfillment. And here another word comes forward: integration. Look closely at the rays of the sun card. Some are straight, some are wavy. Together, they represent both the sun and the moon, light and shadow, certainty and doubt, joy and fear interwoven. The sun is not telling you that fear disappears. It reminds you that even the most successful people, even the brightest souls, carry quiet shadows within them. Many will admit they fear losing what they have built. They fear the collapse that could follow triumph. This is the moon energy, hovering softly behind the brilliance of the Sunday. But the message for you, Libra, is not to dwell in that fear. It is to honor the success, the growth, the light that is already shining upon you, and to let that light guide your next steps. Do not sabotage joy by questioning how long it will last. Do not let the whisper of loss steal the radiance of your gain. Focus on what flows with ease. Focus on what is already working. And allow the sun to illuminate the path ahead. Because this is not just about money. This is about your spirit, your creativity, your life itself glowing brighter, as long as you are willing to walk toward the warmth. Some of you, Libra, it feels as though you are finally earning something or receiving a gift from life itself. With the Eight of Pentacles, this could be material reward, a breakthrough in your work, or even love finding its way into your hands. It could be anything that carries the weight of value for you. But here's the gentle reminder from Spirit. Don't leap straight into the energy of the moon. Don't let fear, doubt, or worry creep in and steal the joy of your blessings. Keep things flowing. Keep things smooth. Let the river of abundance carry you forward, instead of resisting it with suspicion. Now, your outcome card is the Four of Cups. And this is where it becomes deeply personal, because the Four of Cups is about belief. It's about whether you can accept a gift from the universe without questioning if you deserve it. Think of it this way. How many times have you achieved something only to whisper to yourself, I can't believe I got this. Do I even deserve it? This isn't about self-hate, Libra, but it is about those subtle doubts that hide in the corners of the mind, The soft voice that says, maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe this isn't really mine. The truth is, yes, it is yours. Yes, you earned it. Yes, you deserve every blessing that arrives at your doorstep. This card is calling you to claim it, to say out loud, even if only to yourself, I have earned this. I deserve this. I welcome this into my life. Because the universe isn't questioning you. Only you are questioning yourself. And that, Libra, is the real challenge here. Now, let's talk about the deeper shifts. With the Two of Wands and the Star, you also have the Death card. And yes, this is obvious. Because right now, we are moving through a season of eclipses, portals of endings and beginnings. Eclipses bring sweeping change. They shake the ground beneath us. They strip away the old so that the new can rise with greater clarity. And death here is not an ending to fear. It is the transformation that ensures your growth. And then, with the Page of Pentacles, we see the Fool, a leap of faith. The Fool is powerful, but it carries two messages. One version of the Fool trusts completely, stepping off the cliff, believing the next step will appear. The other version is more cautious, reminding us to stay aware, to take the steady path around the cliff, and not to rush so quickly that we miss the details. For you, Libra, this feels like both energies at once. Yes, you are ready for a new chapter. Yes, you can leap. But at the same time, Spirit asks you to be mindful. Read the fine print. Notice the signs. Follow the instructions. It almost feels like a retrograde energy, a cosmic nudge, to slow down just enough so that your leap of faith lands you exactly where you are meant to be. It's almost like what happens during retrogrades. We make mistakes. Not because we're careless, but because retrogrades have this way of making us overlook the tiniest detail. And it's never the big thing that trips us up. It's the little things. The missing step in the instructions, the unchecked box, the sentence you thought you proofread 1,000 times. And suddenly, the whole flow is interrupted. This is not something to fear, but it is something to respect. The cards are whispering, double check, slow down, look again at the details before you take the next step. I can tell you from my own experience as someone who wrestles with ADHD how often this shows up. I can read an email 5 times, hit send with confidence, and then spot the typo right after. It's humbling, frustrating, almost comical. So I installed a tool, my own safety net, something that catches what my eyes might miss. And that's the message for you too. Find your own Grammarly in life. Maybe it's a trusted friend. Maybe it's a system. Maybe it's a ritual you create, something that checks your path when your mind is already racing ahead. Because here's the beauty. Alongside the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles shows up again. 2 pages, reinforcing each other. A clear signal that news you've been waiting for is drawing near. Something long anticipated is finally breaking through. A door you thought was sealed is about to open. And with the Empress, the 7 of Swords appears. A card so misunderstood. But under Pluto and Aquarius, this is not about deceit. It's about innovation. It's about moving forward without fighting the old wars. It's about taking what you need from the past and refusing to waste energy on battles that aren't yours. A clever, almost divine strategy. And then the 8 of Pentacles gives way to the Ace of Pentacles. Fresh beginnings. New opportunities rising like a seedling breaking the soil. So many aces appear in eclipse readings, and it makes sense. Eclipses close doors, yes, but they also open windows. They take one chapter away so the next can finally unfold. Especially for the air signs, this is your season of downloads, of sudden sparks of insight, that electric flash of clarity that comes when you least expect it. So if you're driving, or washing dishes, or lost in a daydream and an idea hits you like lightning, stop, pause it, capture it, because that flash could be the key to everything. And then justice. Libra, you sit here crowned by one of the most powerful spreads of the entire season. Balanced, yet glowing. Fair, yet full of grace. I've read for many signs this eclipse cycle, and yours carries a light, a harmony, a quiet power that feels rare, almost sacred. So many of the readings during this eclipse season have been just okay. But yours, Libra, yours carries a brilliance. It's layered with depth, abundance, and the promise of renewal. The 10 of Pentacles rises here, a card of wealth, of legacy, of building something that will last. This isn't about money falling from the sky. It's about effort, persistence, and the beauty of watching your labor finally bear fruit. Yes, abundance is coming, but it will come through the work you dedicate yourself to. And the reward will feel all the sweeter because of that. With Temperance, the Four of Pentacles appears, and this whispers a warning. Beware the comfort zones. Sometimes the places we feel most safe are the ones quietly holding us back. Even relationships can become comfort zones, connections that no longer nourish us, but feel familiar. This is the time to ask yourself, what am I clinging to simply because it feels known? And what could I open myself to if I were brave enough to let go? Then the sun pours its light across your spread. It shines even upon the Four of Cups, which repeats itself here. Normally, the Four of Cups can feel like disappointment, discontent, or boredom. But under the sun, it transforms. It becomes a reminder that you do deserve joy. You do deserve fulfillment. You are worthy of the blessings life wants to hand you, Libra. And with this comes the Emperor, your opposite sign's energy. He appears for you again, as he so often does. Why? Because the universe is urging you to balance your scales by working with this archetype. Authority, structure, leadership. The Emperor is not about domination, it's about stepping forward and claiming your rightful place. And Libra, it is time for you to take the lead. Then, like a gentle confirmation, the Sunrise card emerges. New ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. The universe is aligning opportunities where your old skills and your new visions intertwine. Something familiar, yet reborn, ready to carry you forward. And the message continues. The Tiger card appears, urging you to take a chance, to be bold, to do something that might feel risky but necessary, because we are not living in an age where safety will make us shine. Playing small will not serve you. Pluto's shift into Aquarius reminds us all. Innovation requires risk. To let something old fall away is to create space for something breathtakingly new. Yes, there may be those who act foolishly. The Turkey card warns of this. People around you may behave recklessly, carelessly, even childishly, but that is not your energy to carry. Stay alert, yes, but do not be distracted. The fox arrives next, a symbol of shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business, especially in the work you are building. This is Seven of Swords energy at its highest form, strategic, clever, not deceitful, but wise. You are being guided to outthink, outmaneuver, and carve your own unique path. And finally, the candle glows. You will be shown the way. How powerful is that? For so long you may have felt lost in the maze, waiting for a sign, waiting for clarity. And now it is here. The path illuminates, one step at a time, leading you where you are meant to go. Libra. This reading is not just good. It is a blessing. It is a reminder that your patience, your resilience, and your willingness to step beyond your comfort zone will bring you everything you've longed for. You are being shown the way. Trust it, walk it, and let it transform you.